When did you start? Where did you start?
So originally I started at, I think it ended up being called Lonsdale.
You were fighting. You were fighting when like knees was popping. You were fighting when like Flinders had a reign of terror.
Flinders were probably the best when I came up, and I started at a place in Lonsdale, very briefly, like a BJC. So they had like the coloured singlets and things like that. I was there for a little bit, and then I moved to a gym in Aldinga called Southern Thai Boxing, and I had majority of my fights out of that gym. Small gym sort of start out, and we lacked experience, and it showed because we didn't win a lot of fights. But
just dudes punching on in a shed.
Essentially, some of them just punched. Some of us,
dude, that's what
on sheds.
That's what fucking most gyms were in the early mid 2000s. You had fucking Kim Robinson and Miles in a shed throwing around bags doing MMA, which no one knew what the fuck MMA
Kim was like
yet.
the first guy doing it.
Yeah.
But yeah, I was 8. It was 2007, 2008. This is when I sort of started having fights, and Neezy Fury did a couple at Etsa Park, if you remember that back in the day.
Before it fucking went to shit, Etsa.
Yeah, so it was at West Beach was always good because you got to see like those Kim Johnson fights and the Paul Sawinski, Charles August, like all them were out there, and they were awesome. And that was the good day. That was like $20 Neezy Fury tickets. It was fucking packed to the rafters each way.
Gary
the fights
Williams.
were awesome. Gary Williams, and so he was my favourite local fighter.
I seen Gary. He doesn't know who I am at all, but I obviously know who he is. And I seen him after the M16 Open. I seen him at what's the pub near Brighton, the big one. The Warradale, maybe?
Yeah.
I think I seen him at the he was at the same pub, and I seen him. I was like, "Fuck, it's Gary Williams." And
he's
someone
huge
was like,
too. I think he's like 6'3".
Someone was like, "Who's Gary Williams?" I'd never watched like local league Muay Thai, and I was like, "That was the man back in the day."
He was the man. Yeah.
That was the Jack Spacey. That was the boogeyman.
He was the boogeyman. Yeah,
he was the boogeyman
until Izzy came here.
Yes. Oh, they fought.
Yeah.
Oh my god! And fucking Izzy had a fight with Steve Behan. Behan was fighting.
Well, Steve stepped in, so it was supposed to be Gary initially, and Gary got injured, I think, and Steve stepped in, and obviously not a fantastic night, but...
Yeah, they stitched up Kim. They were like, yeah, he's a pretty good fighter.
Yeah.
But, yeah, so do you remember your first fight?
I remember my first fight. It was against JB. Josh Braithwaite.
Was that your first fight?
Yeah.
Shout out to fucking JB.
Great guy.
He's training MMA now.
Is he?
Yeah.
We're too old for that, bro.
No, you fucking... do you know what's funny about those Flinders fighters? You always... Josh obviously was, hell inactive for ages, but Alan, Wongy fucking ingrained hard work into him. He beat his fighters down to a nub. Yeah. And they just have the... Josh easily now, even if he blew up to 120...
It's mental.
He could run 10K. It's mental. He can just do it.
After my shoulder surgery, I could run 10K cold. It doesn't matter. It's just, you can just do it. But you have a base too. Your body can remember that kind of stuff. But I think the same about Simon. So he's the Red Star coach. And he did this. He used to always say to me, he's like, it's just mental, dude. You can do anything. It's mental. And I just used to think, he almost had that Goggins mentality before anyone knew what Goggins was. And I'll give him credit for that. Because he'd have bursitis in his hips and fuck knees. And then we would complain about doing sprints or something, and he would just do it next to us. And he hadn't trained. We were training for fights, and he would just work it out. And he's like, it's just mental, man. And I was like,
okay. There was something in the water at that Flinders gym back in the day, man. That was just breeding fucking animals.
And some people come out, there's got Miles would be similar as well. You know, he's getting older, and he still fucking throws down and does everything he's doing. It's just ingrained in him from training at an early age, I think, and giving up that sacrifice of, your early 20s and your late teens of having fun. Instead, you instill this sort of hard work mentality, and then you don't have abs, or you blow out and you sort of hate yourself. You look in the mirror and you're like, fuck, this can't be the same person I used to be. So you just don't let yourself go down that path too far.
Dude, Miles, I'm not saying this because I fucking love Miles. I honestly think he can compete now. In the Australian MMA circuit, I honestly think he can compete. He'll fucking strap on the glove sometimes and just whoop these just put people in check.
Yeah.
And it's what the fuck?
Yeah, you got to. And for sure, I have no doubt. It's just as we get older, our bodies fail us. And it's not the actual doing of the task. It's the path of doing the camp and everything like that, where you've got to keep yourself put together when you're also trying to cut weight, and you're doing double sessions a day and all this, and you like as we get older and our bodies are worn and injured and re-injured, it's the likelihood of getting through 10 weeks or 8 weeks is it's hard.
Was your objective always just to train and casually fight, or did you have higher expectations of your fighting career and then be like, maybe not?
No, I never even thought to fight.
You just went with the flow.
I just got picked on at school.
Yeah, I could see that.
Just
You
twink.
held ginger, twink.
Yeah. No, I just got bullied, and
The story, it's the story of every, like, not every, but it's like the classic story.
It's common, yeah. I just didn't want to get bullied anymore, and I was like, well, a friend said come do Muay Thai, and I went and did Muay Thai, and that was 20 years ago, and still train to this day when I'm not injured. But yeah, now I do obviously in jiu-jitsu, and I'm just sort of on that. I've done a lot, and I wouldn't say I was the best striker, but I've gotten good at striking, and I sort of wanted to bridge into doing something else. So I went back to being a beginner and doing jiu-jitsu, and now I just don't. Look, I might have it because I've had so many shoulder surgeries and I've had so many issues with my body and stuff, but it's like I'll always stay training. I don't think I could ever imagine my life without training now.
It'd make you hell volatile if you stopped.
It does. It makes you sad. Like, it really does.
And it's not even the training, it's the camaraderie. It's like finding a good gym is so important.
Absolutely. And when I went out to 10th Planet, it's like, I'm a bit of a quirky,
there'd be some
weird, like,
fucking,
you know what I mean? So I went out there and it's just people that you can sort of be yourself with, and we all just have a bit of a laugh, and they're a really, really good group of people. And I'm not a very one of those people that likes to like get close or bonded with people very easily, because of the fact that being a coach and training people for years, you sort of see people just come and go so often that you try not to get too invested in people. But it's been difficult out there because a lot of them are just so committed, and they've been around the whole time I've been there, and it was one of the first times I felt like back at home training again.
Do you know what one of my fucking favourite like South Australian success stories is, man? Trinity. What Zach and Bino and everyone have done at that club, because
even through the adversity of people leaving and sort of swapping over and things as well, yeah.
Like, I fucking sometimes like look at, like, Zach will obviously post stories about the classes and that, and it's just packed, and they got such good fighters, and like it's just they've done so well in that fucking club.
They've got a good culture there too.
It's exactly the same as M16. M16's culture, there's no dickheads. It's just fun. You can cross train wherever you want. Like, there's no gym. There's no gym politics.
They're not scared of losing people because they understand that their product is.
No,
good.
It's like go to a gym. You've probably been to gyms before where it's you started in Muay Thai. The most, like, besides jiu-jitsu, Muay Thai can be the most culty thing of all time.
Oh, absolutely. All martial arts are pretty culty. But I know gyms where I'd go, oh, can I come down? I'd love to do some sparring, and they're like, no, we don't let other gyms come spar. And I was like, oh, okay.
How are you going to get better?
Some people just, I understand it from potentially like an injury point of view. People don't trust other gyms, which I can absolutely understand, but I think that's sort of a case-by-case basis you could probably go on as well.
I think the culture of just going in, sparring and fucking each other up is majority fucking done now. I don't know. I just...
Everyone's realised that we're all, like, everyone's trying to get better, and at the end of the day, if you're going to fight someone to be the best, you're going to fight them anyway. What does it matter if you got to train with them? Like, you're going to find their secrets just as much as they're going to find yours. So there's no point in gatekeeping what you're doing.
You used to... Where did you fight under? You fought under Red Star?
I had 4 or 5 fights under Red Star. Yeah, I had one under Gorilla Fight Club, which was my last fight. And then I had, like 14 or 13 out of my first gym, something like that.
How many fights you had, cunt?
20. 19.
You've had 20 fights?
Yeah, 19 Muay Thai, kickboxing, and 1 boxing fight, yeah.
And I'm trying to start on you.
Yeah, no, I don't understand it.
I thought you were like 6 and 15.
No, not at all.
You sure?
100%.
You don't have CTE or anything, you're just making it up?
I might have CTE.
That's
the problem.
Do you recall a time in the fight where you realised you weren't going to win it and you were about to get pumped?
Oh, yeah. Look, that's...
Dude, the first...
fighting JB.
Really?
Yeah, I mean, JB had a couple of maybe 2 or 3 fights, and I fought. I think we were 5 kilos.
Because you both kick like trucks. JB kicks like
I don't know if I did
bro.
back then. I was 68 kilos, and I think JB was 73. So I gave up like a lot of weight and a lot of experience, and JB just put the work in on me. And I knew pretty early I wasn't going to win, but he just beat the fuck out of me.
I remember the first time I took JB to fucking M16, bro. I took him to M16, and he started. Obviously, Miles knew him and shit, and fucking Watto and everyone, and we were all chilling. What do you want? You a drink. Oh yeah, we were all chilling, and he was like, "Oh, I'm just gonna start kicking the bag." He started kicking the fucking bag, and it sounded like a gunshot. And JB's the reason why my nose doesn't work anymore.